Hello, everybody. I'm Mario Linhares, and I'm broadcasting from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And on the other side of the line, I've got Dr. Florian Congoli in Osaka. Uh, let's get a connection with him. Hello, Dr. Florian. Good evening. How are you?
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Very well.
How's
In a
going?
couple of in some seconds, we're going to start the very traditional fireworks in one of the highlights of Osaka. Yes, and you are there by the Yodo River, right? You're in your hotel, right?
Yeah, I'm in the hotel. Yes,
You are in a terrace on the ninth floor of the
on the
West in
terrace of
Osaka.
exactly.
Exactly.
And here will be the fireworks. Do
Very
you see me
good.
now? I'm
Yes, I
here.
do. Hello, how are you, Dr.
Okay,
Florian? So
fine. And
it's
you? So
yeah, too much light in you because it's totally dark where you are because of the
yes,
fireworks,
it
right? Oh,
started
they
already.
started. Yes. Let's
It
start.
started.
This is one of the
So we
highlights
can
of.
we can we can speak later. We can speak later
Okay, beautiful,
during
beautiful.
during.
Okay, turn off the lights. It's better.
Yes, sure.
They are silent, Dr. Florian?
I'm here.
I mean, the fireworks are silent. We don't hear any sound of the fireworks.
I put the iPhone microphones.
Oh, I see.
So should you should hear the sound now. You should increase the volume, by the way, I guess.
I don't know. I'm going to try.
There are three. Are you recording? No, it's a live broadcast. No recording? So, ah, yes. Arigato. You hear the sound, Mario?
Very, very, not so much. Not so much. I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be
you
very.
have to increase the volume. Increase the volume.
No, no, it's in the maximum. It's something I don't know why it doesn't.
Okay.
It's not capturing the explosions, the sound of the explosions. Very, very slightly only. But we
Okay.
can see it's a beautiful spectacle.
Yes.
And the interesting thing, I think, since we are not, we don't have a clear audio of the fireworks, we can make some comments about it, Dr. Florian.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sure. This fireworks festival this is the 31st year it's going on. Yes, and it takes place by the banks of the Yodo River. Yes, and you're in a very very good position to watch it because right after the fireworks we're going to show, but your hotel is right next to the Osaka skyline bridge, right? Uh, it's one of the symbols of Osaka that we visited on the first day. Yes, the skyline uh, bridge. How do you call this building next to you that we showed?
Oh, it's Umeda Skywalk.
Skywalk, not Skybridge, Skywalk. I was trying to
Skywalk.
remember this. So you're in a very good position in the city. This is one of the best spots in the city to watch it, right?
In between the Skywalk and Westing Hotel. It is a Westing property area, and we people together every year to see the fireworks.
Yeah, it's exquisite, and it happens once a year, and you are lucky to be there on the day, right?
Yes, 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 by chance.
You know that this started as a volunteer event 31
Yeah,
years ago,
yeah,
and now it became so professional that people come from all over Japan and the world to
yeah,
watch it. It's one
yeah.
of the most famous fireworks in the world.
Do you hear better the sound of the fireworks now, or is it the same?
It's the same thing.
It's
I
the
think
same.
it's
Okay.
too. I think the distance is not, and nowadays probably they use the technology not to bother so much, like they call silent fireworks. Yes.
Yeah.
So that you
What
don't.
about now? You hear less now?
Let me see. You hear the tech, 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 but not a big explosion sound.
Oh, okay.
You hear like tech, 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 something like this.
Yeah, that's because it's from far.
Yeah, but the good thing is, wow, it's going on already for 5 minutes.
No, it's all about 40 minutes long.
30
This is
minutes
just
long.
starting. Yeah.
Wow. You have to come one day. You have to come to Rio de Janeiro to see the fireworks in Rio de Janeiro on New
Oh, yeah,
Year's
I know. On the beach during the New Year. That is in
the
my
New Year's
plan.
Eve.
That is
Yeah,
magnificent. Yes.
it is. It is. It is.
Yeah, it's
But this is only made possible because of science, isn't it, Dr. Florian?
yes, exactly. So, well, it's a managed fireworks, different theme, but it's an artistic show at the same time
I see.
because it's an artist designing and private companies using technology producing
Uh
and
huh.
making the test in order to come present different colors in different shapes and following a theme.
Uh huh. Very, very. And one interesting thing is that gunpowder that made fireworks possible was invented in Asia, right? It's Chinese, not Japanese. You're in Japan, I know, but
Yes,
it's around. It's been around for over 1,000 years. It was invented in the ninth century, and it's incredible how explosives, fireworks, attract so much attention over this 1,200 years, and it becomes like even one of the most, or probably the most famous uh, science prize in the world, the Nobel Prize, yes,
yes,
was inspired on the guy who invented dynamite, wasn't it? You told me this story once.
yes, yes. Noble,
So
Alfred
so
Noble,
Alfred
Alfred
Noble,
Noble.
exactly.
Yes,
And then that's the mix. That's what you always say. And this is a great example today. And it's beautiful to see this because this is art. And this is the essence of this program. Science can
yes.
be
Art
used to
of
make
science.
art. Yeah, science can be used to make art. And when you gather art and science, you always say 1 plus 1 equals 5. Yes.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
you can use gunpowder, you can use explosives to distract, but you can use to make something beautiful also. So
Yes, yes, yes.
uh, science can be in the good way. It can be used in the good way to develop the world, to improve the world, the quality of life, like what SIPS is all about. Yes, but it can also be used in a destructive way. It depends on the decision on how to use it is
Correct.
something. And you always mention this. Tell us a little bit why we are being delighted by this beautiful view.
Well, it is, you know, very. I'm distracted by the. Oh, what was the question again? Please repeat.
I mean, this show tonight is a great
Yes,
example that discovery, as that technology can be used to create art, to create beauty, or to destruct.
correct.
Because the same explosive can be
Okay.
used. Yes, and what is the role of science? Only inventing the technology, or also directing it to the best use?
Well, science is always 3 steps ahead of any regulations or any law or any political framework. So science, you know, has no boundaries, no legal boundaries, no moral boundaries, etc., etc. So because it's it goes always ahead of everything. So when something new is being developed, there are no laws in place to uh, to direct it in the right direction or prohibit prohibit it in a. That's beautiful. This one. To
Oh, it's
prohibit it
beautiful. It is beautiful.
to go against human uh, protection or development or doesn't harm the humanity. So Alfred Noble, uh, he invented dynamite for mining. So Alfred Noble uh, invented a mining method. So, and in order to extract to break the rocks and get mines and get minerals out of it, and it was a huge invention. But
Yes, yes.
this was used. Dynamite was used as a primary thing in the world wars. So this invention was used for war purposes. Sure, at that time we're speaking long ago. There were no international laws. Even today, the international laws are so weak, and there is no way to enforce them anyway. But at the time, they even didn't exist. So whoever wanted to use dynamite, he bought it, and and Alfred Nobel became a rich man, especially because of the war. And this
I
is
see.
controversial.
I see.
He became very rich because everybody was buying dynamite during the war, and they're
You know
using
that
dynamite for. Yeah,
you know that there are some very interesting stories. One day we have to tell the story of Alberto Santos Dumont, a Brazilian who flew. There's a big dispute between who flew first, him or the Wright brothers. But I mean, he was considered the father of aviation by the French, for example. And
yes,
uh, and after World War I, when he saw that the airplane was used for war, he committed
yes.
suicide
Oh,
because he was so depressed that his invention was supposed to bring progress and development, not killings. So he
mhm.
got so, this is very impressive because you can create beauty like we are seeing now in front of our eyes, and it's really impressive. Or you can destroy, and the choice is doesn't belong to the scientist; it belongs to society, right?
Exactly. So that's what happened. That's what happened with Alfred Nobel. He became so rich. He became so rich, and then when he died, the purpose of his testament to create the Nobel Prize and giving
Uh-huh.
about $1 million to anyone who brings development to science was a reaction to his a reaction of his he was feeling bad that his invention was used to kill so many people around the world
Yeah.
during the wars. So then he
Well,
said, okay, I have to. I have to give something back. So he created this Nobel. He put actually he put all his money. He put all his money to create this award, and then in his testament he said so. But what is interesting, since he felt so bad that his invention was used to kill people. So, and then what was the antidote of that? It was to give money to develop science and technology. So we have so many Nobel prizes today. Well, it's just a huge chunk of money today. With the value today is about 1.5 million. Anyone that gets the Nobel Prize. So he felt so bad and created a Nobel Prize for this exactly the same reason. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know the history. In the beginning, on Alfred Noble was a stateless man in some directions. I have a presentation in SIPS about this. He
Oh,
was a
interesting.
stateless man because his laboratory were in Finland, were in Sweden, were in Russia, in St. Petersburg, and were in France. So his laboratories were everywhere in the world. Okay,
Yes,
so and he was called the scientific vagabond from the press at that time. Since and this
that's interesting.
nationality, yes,
Uh huh.
and his nationality was determined by the number of horses he had. So they determined he was Swedish because he had a big farm with horses in Sweden.
Oh, incredible.
Yes,
Incredible.
yes.
I didn't
So
know this.
because
Very interesting.
because he had the
Science
same.
has a lot of side stories about the people. This is what you always try to bring because it's all about people, right? There is a
Yes, it's
scientist.
good, of course.
They usually say something that I find very interesting. But look at how beautiful this is now. Wow. I,
Yes,
I,
yes, yes.
I'm making you do all the talking and you're not enjoying the
No,
the.
I'm looking,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
enjoying.
Because you always say something when
Yeah,
I'm a journalist, and we
yeah,
journalists, when we want to say that there
yeah.
was a breakthrough in science, we say scientists discovered something. They don't say the name of the
Yeah.
guy.
No,
they,
no, no, no.
they
They're
don't say, for example,
anonymous.
yeah, if for example a soccer player strikes a goal, they say Cristiano Ronaldo scored a goal.
Exactly.
if
Exactly.
a rock star sings and has, oh, Sting took so many people to the show, but when a scientist has a breakthrough, they don't say, I
Yeah.
don't know, Dr. Florian Congoli invented this.
Yeah.
They just say
Exactly.
scientists invented this.
Yes,
And
because this is a fault of science. So, and just to finalize with Alfred Noble's story, basically he was not married, and then at about 45 years old, he published uh, announcement at the wow. This is
wow, look at this, beautiful, beautiful.
yeah. He put an announcement in the newspaper about himself. An
Yes.
elderly man. It was 45. Huh? He was 45 at the
Uh-huh.
time. An elderly man is seeking a wife to help him in his life and his research. So it was a contest from, I think, from France, who accepted to be his wife, and she left in 3 months.
Ha,
Uh,
serious.
Seriously, yes. And not only that, when he wrote the testament, his lawyer was barely understanding what he was saying because he was almost done. And then the controversy continued for years and years and years in Sweden. All science academies of Sweden refuses to give the Nobel Prize because in his testament he was saying the prizes would be given without distinction of nationality, race, or any
Ah,
other, yes. And the academy and the elite of Sweden, and it considered this unpatriotic. So we should not
I
give
see.
prizes. We should give the prizes only to Swedish people, not around the world. So this is that for years and years and years, no, Alfred Nobel was considered an unpatriotic person, and nobody was taking the initiative to distribute the money as a prize. So his testament
I see.
was unused for several years. They
Well,
consider it unpatriotic, etc., etc. And it is today the same academy that refused for so many years to give Alfred Nobel a prizes is giving this prize with so much pomp every year. But that's the story.
yes, yes, it's incredible. I didn't know this story. And there is
That's
even
the
a story.
story.
I remember that in 2018 or 2019, I don't remember, 2018,
Yes,
we went to Sweden and we were in Sweden the night they were
yeah.
giving out the chemistry
Yes,
Nobel Prize.
chemistry Nobel
Yeah,
laureate, Nobel Prize. Yes.
yeah, and the country stopped to watch it. That was something so amazing. I remember we were in
Yeah,
a meeting and people said, "Oh, we have to end the meeting early because the Nobel prizes are going to start at 6."
exactly. Yeah,
And the
yeah, yeah.
meeting was
Correct.
we were at around 5 o'clock in the meeting. But
Yes,
because they felt like it was the final match of the World Cup, everybody wanted to watch. Do you think this
yes,
feeling of praising science is something that is important? Because that's exactly what you do at SIPS. You praise
yes,
science and
exactly. That's
scientists.
very important. That's very important. But when I mentioned the story, this is the real story. This is the same Academy of Science that refuses to acknowledge or even to distribute the prize of Nobel laureate for several years. He was
Yeah,
considered anti-patriotic. He was considered not worth giving the prize. The same Academy is giving today with so much pomp this award and with the participation of the king of Sweden.
I see.
So this is how things how science makes things change the politics, change the concept, break the borders. This is from Nobel. So you name it. Alfred Nobel broke so many borders and myths. Basically, he was a stateless man. Well, or on the other side, he has the citizenship of many countries. He was Swedish, he was French, he was German, he was Russian. He knew so many languages. He was considered scientific vagabond of the 20 of that century.
19th century, right?
So
Incredible, incredible, incredible.
yeah,
And, and,
yes, this
and,
is
and well, was he an inspiration for you? Because I mean, you when you conceived SIPS, you thought about strongly about this. No borders. This is your motto: science with no
yeah,
borders. I
yeah.
mean, you
Science.
don't
There is
care
no
if
borders on science.
well, I mean, but this is a common sense between scientists, or do you think this is recent?
Oh, well, I guess so, especially because the science and because of SIPs, we have cooperation between countries, between disciplines, and so on. So it is already a reality in SIPs.
Well, look at
There
so
are
sorry to
there
interrupt.
are
Look at those fireworks now. They're beautiful.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
many colors,
yeah,
many colors and shapes.
yes. And
You,
this
you
is
know
this is science making art, by the way.
exactly because you have a lot of science involved. You have hundreds of years involved because gunpowder, as we said, it was invented like in the ninth century. So only there you have 1,200 years. Yes.
Correct.
And then you have all the combination. You did a lot of technology with information technology. I mean, structure, materials. I mean, there's a
You
lot
have
of
everything.
sips in this. In
Yes,
this, even
correct.
when you always say when if you want to send a man to space, you need even lawyers, right?
You need everything.
So here's the same thing. To have this firework show, you need everything. So it's a 360-degree approach. This is SIPS, right?
Yes, exactly. So this is Today fireworks is 1,000 years, but today the technology makes it completely different. Uh, Here there is no music synchronization, but in Montreal during June and half of July, we have an international firework festival. But it's not just fireworks. It is. I had the intention to go, but I've been traveling, so I had the intention to do something from there. But that is a competition between countries. All
I
countries come
see.
in June and July, every Saturday, and in July and every Sunday.
Wow, look at this.
And
Beautiful.
the competition is not just fireworks. It is musical fireworks. The
Oh,
fireworks
I see.
follow music. It is synchronized with the music, and the award is given to the best state, to the best nation that makes it the best synchronization. And I mean, it's a complex. So that is another dimension of science and technology there. Probably next
Uh-huh.
year we can do something, but this year we missed because I've been all the time traveling. So there it's different story. It's completely
I-
different, but there is also, I think it's about half an hour or an hour. I think it's an hour also. No, it's about 35 minutes or 40. But this is about an hour long. You see, it never stopped.
Yeah,
For me, is this the first time also
I
to
see.
see this?
Oh yeah, because the curiosity about this fireworks show happens once a year, right? And it
Once a
hadn't
year,
been, and because of COVID, the last time was like 3 years ago, right?
3 years ago,
So
correct?
yeah, so you're there in a great opportunity. I mean, look at this. It's a great opportunity for us also. I mean, I'm in Rio de Janeiro,
Yeah,
just starting the day, and I have this beautiful view. And in Rio, as I said, in Rio we have a tradition of fireworks,
that is
but it's
magnificent. I've seen in TV, but next time I have to be there for New Year
yeah. But
and
there's one
do
thing:
a live from
it's
there.
not so long because we've been on. This firework has been on for what 26 minutes
Or
already. You said it's
yeah,
yeah
it's about
26
one
minutes.
hour long.
It's one
Yeah,
hour long this show or
I
half
think
an
it's
hour.
40 minutes something. I'm not sure. They told me
But, but
40
but I
minutes.
mean,
That's
I'm
it.
impressed with the length because Rio
Yeah,
Rio seems impressive and it's 18 minutes.
it is just 18 minutes. Yeah,
Just
but
18 minutes. But of course
that is on the beach. That is on the water, on the ocean.
yeah, but
That
also
is
you have many spots. Here I think you have one spot only there.
only one spot.
In
Yeah.
Rio you have like 6 or 7 spots with fireworks on the beach.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
So it's
okay.
much bigger in
This is
terms of but in terms of
oh,
length,
this is
yes, because and this you have all kinds of fireworks and shapes and look at this beautiful many colors and wow, this is pure technology, right?
yeah, yeah. That's technology. Without technology, you cannot do today. So it is 1,000
Because
years old, but
it's not only the explosion, you need to have a shape, a color or
yeah,
something.
exactly. And music adds a different dimension, and it's really artistic. So, but anyway, next time we can do something with the Montreal festival,
Yeah,
where
I think this is the third time we show fireworks. We showed in Las Vegas
in Las
by
Vegas.
the
Yes,
by the Venetian, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then we showed
And
in
the
Austria
second
too, in
was in
Vienna.
oh yeah, we did in Vienna. I think yes. I
We
think
did
we
in
did it
Vienna.
or no.
Yeah, it
Oh
wasn't
yes,
so
yes,
big
yes.
as this one, but we did in Vienna too. By that place, I don't remember the name of the place.
No, I've been yeah, and this is the third one.
Yeah, this is the third fireworks, but this one is
Uh,
probably the biggest one we've seen.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, we have 2 more minutes of fireworks, so let's leave it to the fireworks itself.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you
going to.
heard the story of Alfred Noble because it's a kind
Oh,
of
it was
dynamite in the
fantastic,
air. It's an
fantastic.
explosion.
Yeah, and
explosion. So
I didn't know it. Serious.
this is the story. What
Science is
about what
what?
about the father of relativity? You know the story?
No.
Now he was simply a patent agent, a patent agent. So looking at the patent, then he was in financial difficulties and in disagreement with his wife, etc., etc. And then the only thing that he said to his wife was that do not worry, soon I'm gonna get the Nobel Prize and we'll be rich. And he really got it.
Serious. There are so many.
Yes.
There are so many interesting stories. One thing that amazes me in science, Dr. Florian, is the resilience of scientists. And you always
Yeah.
showed, you showed me, because sometimes we see some scientists, and we were talking about this yesterday. They're ridicularized for their researches. Yes,
Yeah.
like Professor Andre Geim, the
Yeah.
2010 physics Nobel laureate.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was ridicularized when he was 29 years old because he made a frog levitate, and he won the Ig Nobel Prize. I mean, it's like a sarcastic thing about making the game with between Nobel Prize and Ig Nobel Prize. I
Yeah.
mean, the worst
Yeah.
scientist
Yeah.
in the world. 10 years later, he was getting the Nobel Prize for the graphene. And I mean, his research about levitating a frog is used in super high speed trains nowadays. So
Exactly.
sometimes people don't understand what science is all about, right?
Yeah. Sure. And
And you have many
that's
examples
normal.
like this. I heard 2 or 3 Nobel Prizes at SIPs mentioning this, that in the beginning their peers thought they were crazy, ridicularized them. And after 5 or 10 years of insisting, because it takes a lot of guts to insist after 10 years being
Correct.
ridicularized.
Correct. Because it's something is new. That's why on the reason of the Nobel Prize, by the way, you have to bring something new that nobody believes, and then it becomes the reality. And this is one of the criteria of a Nobel Committee. So how new, or how breakthrough is the technology or the discovery? Because Nobel laureate is not for technology, by the way, and that's very bad. But it's only for discovery, scientific discoveries. So this is, when you bring something new, then this is one of the reasons really that it was why people discouraged it, why people were against it, because it was new,
I
and
see.
despite all the odds, it became reality, and became that's why you so and Dan Shetman was ridiculized for discovery of quasi-crystal. Quasi-crystal is just a popular term for non-periodic materials, non-periodic crystalline materials.
I
So
see.
and then he had against him one many, but the strongest one was Pauling, the Nobel laureate. He was Nobel laureate in chemistry. He was double Nobel laureate, one in chemistry, one in peace. And then, strangely enough, he was the Nobel laureate in peace. But in a meeting with the American Chemical Society, with Shetman being present, around 2,000 people, he started a meeting. Do not worry, there are no quasi crystals. There are only quasi chemists. Sorry, quasi scientists.
Quasi scientists.
Yes, quasi
Interesting.
scientists.
And one
So
interesting thing, yeah, the Professor Shetman told me in we were
he'll
together
be in
in
Phuket.
Macedonia, in Thessaloniki, yes,
Yes, yes, yes, yes.
and we were having a chat, me, you, and Professor
Yeah,
Shetman,
yeah.
and he mentioned that Professor Linus Pauling wanted to sign his work at the end. I mean, when he saw he was going to get the Nobel Prize, he wanted to
No,
co-sign
no, no. He
the
was
work.
dead. He was dead. I think he died. He died before.
He died before, but
He
he
did. Yes.
but he tried
I,
to. He
I don't
offered
think.
himself to co-sign it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. He died before. He died before, and but what means that there is no in science, whoever you are, there should not be arrogance, because you might be the best in the world for two or three directions, but you might be wrong for another thing.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the arrogance and you don't vote for science, you know. So this is our program. We have a documentary coming. You do not
But
vote for science.
but but but,
So
but one thing, most so scientists, you say scientists should be humble.
yeah, sample. You one uh, there are many famous scientists that used to say there is no failure. It is you have to fail 10 times and get it right on the 11th time. So this is it's a learning curve. If you don't fail, you don't win. So you cannot have a discovery just on the first attempt. It's impossible. So
I
you
see.
you can correct yourself. You can do anything, and then you succeed. You might not even succeed, but failing several times, failing several times still is the knowledge. Even writing a paper with your failures, you help the society. They don't go in the same path anymore. So that's nothing. So arrogance
I
in
see.
science is the worst. Arrogance in science is the worst. And this is the Pauling example. He was Nobel laureate in chemistry. He was Nobel laureate, rarely Nobel laureate, two double prizes Nobel laureate in peace also. But, I mean, a Nobel laureate in peace doesn't become aggressive. Okay, there is none of this. He might, you know, he might, scientifically disagree, etc. But aggressiveness is not the part, should not be a part of science anyway. But unfortunately, human beings, they do errors. But I think he died before. He died before, and then 30 years later, but Shetman had a history on this. So if you had polling against you, he had a problem with his department. He was working for university. The when Pauling said that, the head of the department had, cut short his contract because everybody was afraid going against Pauling. He was a huge person. I mean, scientifically, not as a person. So, and then all this, 30 years later, he got the Nobel Prize for exactly the same discovery. Why? One of the contribution on that was Jean-Marie Dubois, the professor in Nancy, France, because he believed in his discovery. He created the institute, a big institute there, and one of the reasons of this was to prove the discovery of Dan Shetman. And he was, he went against the waves also. So when everybody was criticizing the theory, he said, "No, we have to see if it really is or not." And he proven it, and then he got the Nobel laureate 30, 30 years later. I mean, get the Nobel Prize. He became a Nobel laureate 30 years later.
I see. Incredible. Uh, Dr.
So
Florian,
science,
I
you don't
think
vote for science. We have a documentary coming. We a short one. You do not vote for science. Science is not a popularity contest. Okay, so the Nobel
yes,
laureate, the only Nobel Prize was given to them. It was not. They were not popular in the beginning. Not all, but it's not. It's a discovery, new discovery. Not necessarily is popular,
I
and it's
see.
not. It's not because the others are used with the status quo. So that's why aggressivity in science. There are many scientists during COVID. They have been harassed. We mentioned this in another when I was in France in the Louvre. So it was many scientists against or of different kind of points of view on COVID side. So they have been harassed independently on the side they were in. So they are harassed and threatened, and so politics was pushing the science, but science doesn't go through politics. Science
I
is
see.
independent, doesn't care for politics. Look, look, this is beautiful. This continues.
Dr. Florian, you were talking about the COVID pandemic.
Yeah,
I mean, nowadays it does. Press doesn't talk about COVID so much. Yes, but right in the beginning, I mean, people didn't know much about what was going on. Even nowadays, people know very little about the
yeah,
whole process, the virus, and all that. Many scientific discoveries are still being made. Yes, there's like a gray area there still. Yes, but in the beginning, it was much worse. And
yeah.
I mean, some a week or 10 days after it was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization, you published a paper, yes, talking about the errors that were made, and also providing solutions, yes, suggesting solutions, yes. And it's incredible that it was written very early in the pandemic, and
Yes,
you got
in March
everything right.
2020.
Yeah,
Yeah,
March
yeah.
2020. It was
Including,
declared a pandemic in
including
March
the,
11th. March
yeah,
11th. So 9 days after. I mean, not
yes,
even the World Health Organization got. I mean, they made a big mess. They made many mistakes in terms of
yes.
predictions,
A
and you
lot,
got
a lot.
everything right. What's it?
Yeah.
You had a time capsule, and you came back in time, and you saw what was
And the
going on.
more the time passes, you see, the more time passes, you see that that article was right in every direction. For example, I am in Japan. Okay,
Yes,
I am in Japan. A few days ago, the first day I came here, 2 days ago, the Japanese Prime Minister. Okay, he got the fourth COVID flu shot about 3 days before I came here. And
yes.
when I came here, he got COVID. He
Oh,
was,
look at this shape. Sorry. Look at this shape. It looks like
yeah, yeah.
Saturn, probably. Wow, beautiful.
Uh,
He got a flu shot and he got a COVID
no,
shot and
he
he
got
got
a flu
COVID.
shot about a week ago, and then 2 days before I came here, uh, he uh, he was COVID positive, and now he's working from home since it's about a week. He is working from home
Yeah, incredible.
and boosted 4 times.
No,
Boosted four times.
incredible is that one thing that I was reading your paper again some days ago, and one thing that called because there was one of the greatest debates in the world is lockdown or no lockdown. Remember this?
Yeah, yeah.
And you defended, you stood up for uh, a
Selective protection, exactly.
selective
Of
protection.
yes,
And you defended this, and you said that this was logic. I mean, you gave all the explanations. Most countries did otherwise. The
yeah,
countries that adopted what you suggested had like 10 or 20% less casualties than the ones that did not. So, I mean, there would be
yes,
casualties, but I mean, you said protect the vulnerable and let the rest of the country work. Yes.
correct.
And this has proven to be the best approach. And I mean, why? What can we learn from this? Because this is science. I mean, you use this debate at SIPS, right? You debate like public health at SIPS because of COVID.
Yes, correct. So, I, you know, there are many other things that we. Hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, yeah. So there are many other things in that aspect. In economic aspect, I wrote a follow-up article just a few days later when I said the government before spending should have a long-term plan, and how they what they're gonna do when the COVID ends. And I predicted the inflation. And today, all over the world, we have inflation. Why? Because the government got together, many governments got together and decided one route for all of them. So, in order to protect themselves, also to say, okay, we agreed with each other. All most developed countries in the world decided to do this way. and we did this way. But today, that's why in all these countries today we have huge inflation.
Yeah,
We have
exactly,
huge
exactly,
inflation.
exactly. The inflation in I mean all over the world, you know, in all other countries, are sky high. I mean, highest
Yeah,
inflation
yeah.
in the United States in since the Great Depression, highest inflation in United Kingdom, in Europe. I mean, I think one of the few countries in the world with a deflation is Brazil. Yes, Brazil had a deflation in August and July because
Yeah.
President Bolsonaro has lowered industrial taxes. So
Oh, look at
we
this.
had
Look
a,
at this. This is beautiful. Look at this.
yeah, beautiful. Look. Wow, man, this is fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be an hour, a full hour, because it's already
I
45
think so.
minutes.
I think
Yeah.
so. Look at that.
Wow, impressive. And it goes really high, huh?
Yes, very high.
Is that, I'm not sure. Is that the moon down there? Can you see the moon?
No, just a smoke, I guess,
It's
or
just smoke.
clouds.
Okay.
I think cloud, and I guess it's cloud.
Okay,
I don't
because
know
I thought,
if it's finished or this continues. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know, 40, well, it's been 45 minutes exactly now. So probably 45 minutes is a good landmark. It's a good mark to stop. Probably they finished already. But amazing
Let's see.
because it was
People
supposed to
are
be
staying
30
still
minutes.
here.
As I said, I'm used to Rio de Janeiro that is huge, but it's 18 minutes. So
Yes,
45
yes. Yeah,
minutes.
well, 45 minutes are there, to tell the truth.
Yeah, incredible. Oh, there's more. There's more.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, look. And this is like just a summer festival, right? It's
Live
not a special date or
broadcasting.
anything. Yeah.
Live broadcasting. Yes, yes. Well, no, this is a Wakabi festival, firework festival.
Very,
Wakabi is the
very.
company. Yeah,
Oh, it's a company that sponsors it.
so that's a company. Well, it's no Wakabi. We have to see the history, but it is has the name of that company. I guess it's a company, or I don't know. It's a production. I do not know, but we have to figure out this. As I said, I didn't plan to come in Japan to see this. This was just a very good chance and a very good coincidence.
Yeah.
So and has been not going on for 3 years. So because of COVID, and since we mentioned COVID, anything in that article, I don't know. Every day it passes. But to tell the truth, another thing, vaccine is a good thing anyway. Although there are many people against vaccines, but it was an Italian scientist in the beginning. I think, sure, after my article published, he said that COVID will be like a flu. There is no real vaccine that will protect human beings for the entire life. So, what is the conclusion today?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
Sure, it is not deadly because probably the vaccine makes it not so deadly. But at the end of the day, it's kind of flu. It's a flu. Anything you can get. So the Prime Minister of Japan, it was boosted 4 times, 4 vaccines, and
Yeah.
he got the COVID and working from home.
Well,
But at that
in
time,
the United
at that
States,
time,
President Biden got it after 4 shots
yes,
also.
yes. But
Yeah.
after
So,
at that time, that Italian scientist was declared a conspiracy theory, was declared the enemy of science, was declared that this scientist from Italy was considered the worst in the world. And then 2 3 years later, it's exactly how he said. So there is
Yeah,
no vaccine that will protect the human being for the entire life, like other vaccines. This is will be like a flu, and this is where we are right now.
exactly, exactly.
So
And
that's why I say you shouldn't.
this was one thing that was interesting, because some things called my attention. I was, as I said, as I read the article again 3 years later. Yes,
Yeah.
because you said one thing there in the article that was very interesting, that we should have heard scientists, because this pandemic was predicted like 12 years ago, 12 years before.
Yes. Yes. In an article published by many authors, including the Chinese, I think is the main author. The conclusion of the article was that SARS-2, it is a time bomb. It will be coming soon.
And it did.
That's
And the
correct.
thing is,
That's correct.
uh, right now, that I'm not going to say COVID pandemic is over. It's not over, but it's slowed down definitely. Yes, and it's less
Yes,
fatal also. The
correct.
virus got, but wow, you're approaching now. It's much better, the view now. Wow, beautiful. It's still going on. 50 minutes of
Still
firework
going on.
still going.
Still,
Yeah,
still going on.
incredible, incredible. Just a curiosity, Dr. Florian.
Yeah.
This You are at this terrace, uh,
Yeah.
and it's a paid access, right? It's you had to buy a ticket to be there. How much is the
Yes. Yes.
ticket
The
for
paid one.
this access?
Well, it's
I
a
know
different. It's not a.
it's not inexpensive, but
No, no. Actually, it is expensive, but it is an indirect
no, I
ticket.
mean,
What
it's
it is.
not inexpensive. I said it's not inexpensive.
Exactly. 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 So here we are at. You see, we are at the skywalk. We are at the
Yeah,
skywalk. At
we've been there.
we
We've been there some days ago on the top.
exactly. So we did a live from there, and here it is Westing Hotel. So we
Just
are in
across,
between the
just
terrace of
across.
Westing, just across here, and this is people watching here in the terrace, and I am here on the terrace, you know. But for the moment,
Yes.
I'm returning. That I don't want to miss this part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Probably the closing is the best part.
Yes, let's see.
There. There. You see, it's the grand finale. The last 5 minutes
I don't
usually.
know. Probably. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's watch. Let's watch and see. But talking about the paper again. Uh, wow. Look at this. Look at these forums. Beautiful, beautiful. But then we made big mistakes. We didn't hear science. We didn't listen to science. Do you think
Yeah.
there's a possibility that we make this mistake again? Because I mean, this was a big pandemic. Maybe in the future, maybe in 10 or 15 or 20 years, there's another pandemic. Will we be ready by then because of this one?
Well, if we don't make a serious analysis, and if we don't accept the errors during this time, hardly will not. It's very possible that we do the same errors again because there were no,
Dr. Florian, there is a problem with your audio now. It's a little dirty, too dirty, the audio.
because it's. I think it's windy now, a little bit more windy. It's okay now.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
okay?
getting better. Yeah, it's getting
It's
better.
better.
Okay. Probably
Okay.
was too close to the window. I don't know.
It was just very close. It was very windy there.
Yeah,
So
okay.
this is where we are. But this is where I don't know if you see people here. There are people getting all this in Taras. You ask for the
Yes.
price. So this is not a real tip for this event, but it's a combination of a dinner in the restaurant of the hotel
Look
with the
at
event.
yes. Look at these forms. Wow, the shapes are fantastic. in these
Yeah.
fireworks. Look, this looks like a COVID virus. Look, the
Yeah. Well.
SARS-CoV with those spikes.
Yeah.
We were talking about COVID. They put the fireworks in shape of virus.
Correct. So that's we must. So anyway, the ticket was for the dinner and the show. It's a package deal. Basically, you pay for the you pay for the you pay for the dinner, and then you have the show included.
I see. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. I imagine at this Sky Bridge building we were there, the Skywalk. If
Yeah.
do they have uh, do they have observatory for the show up there too? Probably it's crowded there
That is a very good question, and I was thinking about that. That's why actually we should have done to go on top there. Might be much better, I guess. You
because
know,
yeah. Well, there you are. I
that
can
would
see
have
you now.
been,
Well, no,
yeah,
I
well,
cannot see you
a little
very
bit
well
in the
because it's
dark.
too dark.
It's too dark, but this is you see in the background the fireworks.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, but I think we should go backwards and see the.
Wow, but you're missing it. You should look into the yeah because now they have some rings. Wow, the shapes are fantastic.
Yes.
The shapes are fantastic, amazing. And this is possible because of science, huh?
Yeah.
This is the mix
What?
of art
Oh,
and science. A great example of art and science together.
exactly.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And it's almost an hour.
Yeah,
56
yeah, yeah.
minutes of 56 minutes of
Probably now this is the finale. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
well, and since we
This
are
is the
talking
final, I
about
guess. Let us enjoy this.
okay,
This is the final, I guess. I do not know if it was the final or still continuing. People are staying and not moving. Oh
yeah,
no,
probably
not
there are
yet.
3 more minutes. 3 more minutes to an hour. Oh, there it is. Look. Wow. Wow.
And by the way, since we're speaking about the new development, it's hard for the existing knowledge to be accepted. To be accepted, there are many discoveries today that are discounted. They face criticism right now as we speak, and I know many of those. But that's why SIPS accepts without any criticism as long as it is scientific and respectful. Everybody can come and present their theories. If it is wrong, it's wrong. But the chances 30 years later they might get a Nobel Prize. You know,
Yeah,
not all,
exactly.
not all the time things are perfect. So you can fail. Doesn't matter. Failure is not a shame. You learn it. For
Yeah.
example, yeah, we had a we had a wow, look at this.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm impressed, serious. And I'm used to beautiful firework. I'm from Rio de Janeiro.
Yes. You see that from your apartment, just in
Yes,
front of
yes, every
Copacabana
year.
Beach
Every year.
every year. Well, I've never
Every year.
been during the.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
look at
to schedule. One day you have to come here. It would be a
yes,
pleasure to
yes,
have you here.
for a New York. Two things I've been so many times there, but I've never been through during Carnival or during New Year's Eve. Look at this. Look at this. As
Yeah,
I
it's
think this is
beautiful.
the final. It's huge. Wow. Wow. This is something really, really good
Yeah,
for a final stage.
it sure
Huge.
is huge. It sure
Wow.
is.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. Wow. This is really something.
Yeah, probably you're going to have a 1 minute of intense fireworks now to for the grand
Oh, look
finale.
at this. Oh, it's more fireworks in the sky. Its all sky was covered on fireworks.
Yeah,
I
impressive.
think this was the final.
Unfortunately, we can never reproduce in video what the human eye see. At least not now.
Yes, exactly.
Not yet. But we could have
Until
a
now,
good
yes.
idea. Serious. It was impressive.
Yes, yes. So there is an announcement. There is an announcement telling us that sure I don't have enough lights here, but again, this is the skywalk, and this is Westing Hotel where we're staying, and this is
Yeah,
in between different sides.
very good. And then you have the
So
skyline,
oh,
all the skyscrapers in
so this is and we have a numbers A B C in order to go in an orderly manner outside.
I see.
In order now we have to go for the dinner. So because
Oh
that was the
yes.
deal, dinner
Good, good.
dinner and the show. So
Very good. Oh, there's a show after also. What kind of show?
no.
Japanese?
No, I don't know. It's a show. It's just a dinner. This was part of this. So here, I don't know if you see me now.
Yes, we can see
This
you.
okay. So this is the final of the fireworks. I am with sunglasses here because the light is too strong.
Yes. And
So
after
you
total
enjoyed it.
dark, the light is complicated.
So this is for me. It was the first time. We can
Very good.
we can finalize it here because
Okay,
we're not getting better.
before we finalize,
Yeah,
I'm going to show a video about SIPs. And if you have more
yeah,
information about SIPs, you can see the website there, flogen.org/SIPs
yeah.
2022. You have the information about all the 50 international symposia we see there. And before we go, just a quick 1 minute video from Paradise, because I always say that P for SIPs stands for Paradise. For the next
That's correct.
show, yeah, for the next show in Phuket Island from the 27th of November to the 1st of December. 600 scientists from all over the world, including 9 Nobel Prizes, 9 Nobel laureates. Let's take a look at the video, and then we're going to end our broadcast.
And
Well, that's it,
Yeah.
everybody. I'm Mario Iñárritu. I'm broadcasting from Rio de Janeiro, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for watching us, be it live or on demand later. But we've just seen one of the most interesting fireworks show in the world. Yes, it happens every year. It's been there. It's been running for 31 years. And this was a great opportunity because after 3 years of pandemic, it's back in Osaka. This is the Naniwa Yodogawa Fireworks in Osaka. So, Dr. Florian, thank you very much for your participation, for
So
showing us
life is
this
back.
exquisite
Life
show.
is back, but still in Japan, most of the places inside they require masks.
Oh, I see. So you're going
Yeah,
to use a mask inside.
yeah. Well, not while eating, but most of the places still you require masks.
I see. Well, that's it.
And Japan still demand the PCR test. Getting in Japan.
Oh, serious? Yeah,
Yes.
that's terrible. That cotton swab going into your nose. Well,
Yeah.
your nostrils. Dr. Florian, thank you very much for today. Yes, good evening for you. Have a great night. Our viewers around the world, good morning and good day, and or a good night of sleep for everybody who's watching us.
Have a good night.
Dr. Florian, your final
Yes.
consideration.
Well, it's a very nice 29 degrees evening here, 8:35 p.m. During the day, normal temperature. The highest today was 33 degrees Celsius, very humid, but here it is pleasant, and it feels good that we have a major fireworks coming back after the pandemic. So anyway, it feels good, and again, we're celebrating scientific achievements. Scientific achievements. So um, I mean, in terms of having for 1 hour fireworks non-stop and in a different shape and form, the only technology today the synchronization can do. Um, that's a combination of different fields of science, different field of it's explosive colors, is synchronization, is technology, etc., etc. So again, 1 plus 1 makes 5, and this in SIPS in Phuket, Thailand, will hopefully we are going to achieve 1 plus 1 makes 10.
Very good, Dr. Florian. Thank you very much. See you next time from
See you.
either the Art of Science or the Sips of Science. Sips of Science. You're going to be in Japan next week for Sips of Science, also, right?
Yes, yes, I think so.
Good, good. Well, we are going to be talking. So just follow us here and get the best experience out of Dr. Florian's trips around the world, talking about science and technology. And we're going to be talking a lot about all the scientific and technological breakthroughs, especially because in November we have SIPS. As you see, there's Sustainable Industrial Processing Summit, Sustainability through Science and Technology. Just check our website, flogen.org/SIPS 2022. I'm Mario Iñárritu. It was a pleasure having you with us today. And just stay around for the next uh, Art of Science, the Art of Science from Japan. See
Art
you
of
guys.
science, sips of science, and curiosities, where science
Yes,
makes a mark on lives of human beings.
that's it. And also, you have your interviews with scientists and engineers, the artists of science, right?
Artists of science. So we have
Very
artists
good.
of science, art of science, and sips of science.
Very good. Three different, and that's it. Okay, guys. See, it was a pleasure having you here. I'm Mario Iñárritu from Rio de Janeiro, and see you next time. Bye bye.